Yes, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to Eagle Talks Football. This is another Arsenal panel show. Let's just be honest. There has been a lot that's been going on in the last 24, 48 hours. So many news stories, left, right, and center. I think the main story that's going to be taking up majority of our time for the beginning of the show is going to be the striker situation. Guys, we still don't know who Arsenal is going to sign. We still don't know which one we're going to get. Gyökeres, is it Sesko? Today, I thought it was leaning towards Sesko for the last couple of weeks. Today, all of a sudden, there's been a major development with Gyökeres as Arsenal's agents, Arsenal's sporting director, and apparently owners are meeting with Gyökeres today as we speak. They also have been in talks with RB Leipzig over the last week. He's turned down moves to Saudi Arabia. He's currently still looking to stay in Europe, trying to join Arsenal. Arsenal have been after Sesko for 2 windows now. They're not going to give up on him, but it seems like they're back in discussions with Gyökeres. My question to you guys is, who do you want to sign? And also, in the case that we don't get either, we still have the backup plan of Ollie Watkins. So we're going to have to start the conversation with who is Arsenal going to sign at striker? Is it going to be Gyökeres or is it going to be Sesko? And I think I'm going to start this show off with Le African Gooner, as he's one of the guys who's always aggregating all the topics. Bro, where do you think we're going to land now? Not what you want, but where do you think Arsenal's going to go now?
I think we're all having an overreaction. Like, it's just classic transfer news, transfer rumor stuff. And I think once you're a veteran and you've been through 10, 15, 20 windows, you kind of know how it works and you kind of know the emotions and feelings tied towards it. So firstly, let's talk about Benjamin Sesko. So you're right, Benjamin Sesko, we've been looking at signing him for 2 years now. From what I understand, Arsenal have agreed personal terms with him on a 5-year contract. So it's 4 years plus 12 months option to extend. And as you mentioned, Al Hilal and another Saudi Arabian club offered 60 million pounds to sign him, but he rejected it because he's not interested in going to Saudi Arabia and he wants to play in Europe. He's our main priority for sure, without a doubt. I think the stuff on Victor Gyokeres that's just come out, obviously it's, we've known in the past week at least that there's been, murmurs that Gyökeres' agent has, and the club have been basically going into negotiations at a starting price of 80 million euros, where they had a gentleman's agreement, obviously, for him to be sold for around 50 to 60 million. But it was a verbal agreement. And obviously the president is now coming out and saying that he never made that agreement. And they're basically turning around and saying, hey, look, Ekitike is a 100 million player. Isak is a 100 million player. Like, why would we sell Gyokeres for 50 million? Like, we can get more money from him. The thing about the agents being in London today and speaking with him, again, people need to have context. Arsenal met this Gyokeres' agent like a month ago. So this is not the first time that the agent is meeting. Like, they've already had these discussions. Again, like, nothing new. This information and this story is just breaking out because Gyokeres has removed Sporting off all his social media. He's obviously really upset that they're not holding up their gentleman's agreement, and now he's probably going to force a way out. There's rumors in Portugal saying that he's not going to return back for pre-season. He's basically like the relationship with the club is completely broken. Now, I don't think that might change Arsenal's perspective. Like, I think Andreas Berta's opinion was always, I'm going to negotiate for both players, put Arsenal in a good position to move either way, and whichever way we want to go, we can pull the trigger. And that's something that I'm very impressed with from Berta, because Arsenal never move like this. We never negotiate and get advance for 2 players and then make our decision on who we want depending on what happens. Usually we always just target one player, and then if we don't end up getting that player, we end up signing a Sterling on loan, or we just start scrambling at the end of the window, right? So to see us actually negotiate and advance for 2 players is very impressive, but I would tell Arsenal fans not to get carried away with Gyokeres. I still think Man U are leading the race for him. And yes, Arsenal are obviously still interested, but I definitely think that we're going for Sesko. He obviously hasn't played for Leipzig because they don't want him to get injured in the games that they have, because they want to sell him and they're ready to sell him. I don't think any progress is going to be made on Sesko until the window opens again for us. So you're just going to see rumors for the next 10 days on Gyokeres and Sesko, but honestly, I wouldn't invest much in it. I personally do believe Arsenal's going to sign Sesko.
Let me say this. Is it true that both Gyökeres and Sesko have some sort of gentleman's agreement with each of their clubs?
Both of them do, and both of them made the mistake by not getting a written contract like Cunha did in January. You see how he got another. They put a release clause, which basically meant that if a club came in the summer and paid that release clause, then the club couldn't say anything. And in terms of Gyökeres and Sesko, they both had that agreement with their clubs as a gentleman's agreement, as a verbal agreement, saying, "Hey, I'm going to stay this summer. In January, when clubs come, I won't move. But when it comes to the summer, you have to let me go for a fair price." The fair price is whatever they agreed on. And now those clubs are seeing something like Verts going for 150 million. And now everyone's like, okay, well, we can get more money from that player. So everyone's changing their mind on what price they want to sell.
Yeah, everyone's getting giggity, man. Everyone's moving like Quagmire right now. They're seeing the prices. They're going crazy. But yeah, Syed, I mean, how you doing, man?
Listen, man. Do you know what I mean? Gyokeres, bro. This is all I'm gonna say, bro. Come to the Emirates, mate. Come to the Emirates and do this, bro. If I see that celebration in the carpet, bro, I might cry, bro. I might cry. I don't know. Tears might just run down my face, bro, because I'm here for it, bro. You lot already know the situation with Victor Gyökeres. You know that I want the guy to come to the Arsenal Football Club. Do you know what I mean? And listen, I'll be real, man. Why not just wrap up both of them? Why not just wrap up both of them?
Where will they both play? That's the question.
This is why you can never be the manager.
So here's
crazy statements.
Let me land. Does you want to let me land? Well, like this guy had his gun and he let off already.
Hey, focus yourself. Focus.
Land. The gun was already went off like this.
You said
I'm doing. So when you fail the landing the first time, what do? You do a go around. So please, anyway. But here's the thing for me, is why can't you get both of them? If one Isak cost 150 mil, and these two players can cost 140 mil together, if you buy both of them, why not go and get both of these players?
Me where you're gonna play.
That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. So Sesko can do the thing that he's always been doing, which is being the second striker or being the backup striker. And then Gyokeres is the win now striker who can play win now, bro. Do you know what I mean?
And bro, and what are you gonna do with Havertz then? Our one of our top highest earners. What now? Because Benjamin Sesko is a backup striker, or he's gonna play in it. What is gonna do with Kai Havertz? We have too many players, man. We can't get.
With all due respect to Kai Havertz,
I know, but we're not gonna sell him, bro.
Do you know what I mean? No. It's not even a sell thing. Like, do you know what I mean? He can fight for his place against.
But why would you fight? Why would you fight two strikers when you already have a striker?
No. I don't.
Jesus.
Havertz is not a striker, broski.
Havertz is a striker, bro. In Arsenal, he's a striker. Like, he might be used as a midfielder, but forget him. We still have Gabriel Jesus, right? So now you're telling me we want to sign two more strikers when we need a left winger, we need a cam, and we need a striker. Come on.
Don't listen to this Sam guy, by the way, because Jordan for the first time got to the World Cup. All of a sudden, this guy's getting giddy, bro.
Congratulations,
bro. I don't get why there's bass in his voice now because of one World Cup. Have you? Yeah,
bro. Like the guy's getting giddy for one World.
Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
No, hold on. I need to answer. Listen. Was there not discussions, or was there not people coming out saying that he's going to be moved anyway from the striker position to like a 10 position or some shit? Playing in the position that he was. So if he's going to be playing in that position, then why are we talking about where's he going to play in the striker position? And the Jesus thing, I just said this on the other stream that I was just on. Big up Views on Sport, bro. Move him to the right wing. Move him to the right wing.
Jesus is not going to play
right wing. What are you
him to the right wing? No, but he could be the right wing backup, bro. He could be the right wing backup, bro.
Jesus, when are you gonna put Side on timeout, bro? When are you gonna do that, bro?
Jesus is not going to be fit until January.
Exactly. And then when he comes back, play him as a backup, bro. Like it's not that hard, bro. You might act like I'm saying something outrageous.
Guys, we're jumping the gun. We're starting to talk about moving furniture before we even bought the house. Let's get back to what we're gonna buy, who we're gonna bring in. So I'm gonna take it to you, African. Sorry, what is African? Go ahead, Nigel. What are you saying?
He is
We
African.
all the same
bro.
now. We all African. Is that
No,
what it is?
no.
Exactly, bro. He
That's
is
the
African,
thing,
bro.
Bro, his name is an African Gooner.
No, but I know. But
And what's
I
mine?
said he is African as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yours is
everyone does.
Niger.
So yeah,
That's
so
stupid,
me and
bro.
Sad were having a conversation about like manager of Arsenal, they'd be on smoke, and what doo-doo just
Yeah.
came out of his mouth shows me why he cannot be the manager, bro. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna bring up the howlers he mentioned in our chat yesterday. Not yet, anyway. If he gives me the window of opportunity, I'll throw them in there. But
Of
for
course.
now,
I want to hear.
like,
I want to
hey,
hear it.
first of all, Sad, we got bigger fish to fry than buying both strikers. We got a little job called Rodrygo that we're working on, innit? If we're getting 2 strikers, you can throw that one under. So that's the first.
I think
one.
you do
You know
all
what
of
I'm
them,
saying?
all 3, bro.
Nah, you're being ambitious.
Okay,
way
so
too
you're
ambitious.
obviously a brand new Arsenal fan. Then you've not been watching
Yeah.
our club for like the last.
Yeah.
It must be new to you, bro. Arsenal
Listen,
signed
right now,
strikers in
right
one
now,
window.
okay, but
Korean
hold on,
land,
I'm doing
Kunle,
Kunle, I'm doing that hopium thing, bro.
Yo,
Come on,
Kunle.
man, let me be,
Yeah,
let me
but
live.
you're gonna get hurt.
Let me
bro.
live.
Opium. The
Guys, he
opium has
didn't even get to
died
do his
ages
intro.
ago.
Let him go ahead.
Oh yeah, now my people, it's your dark skinned man from the motherland. If you didn't know before, tonight you gonna understand. So I'm gonna understand tonight. Anyway, in terms of your, you know what it is, yeah? I think the whole thing is just vibes. And one thing Arsenal one thing that the media do not fan base from Arsenal, they hate it. They fucking hate it. So what do? They try and rustle it up like Sesko, this, that. Like, we don't, like, let's be honest, we don't even know what's going on. People are saying it's Sesko, it's Gyokeres. We don't know.
It's Sesko, guys. Come on.
I'm on no, but hold on. Let me land, bro. Let me land. Like, I'm in the camp of African Gooner in terms of it's very we are in talks with both of them. Sesko appears to be the favorite for sure. But it's refreshing so early in the window that Arsenal are making advances with 2 strikers, which means it looks like the first time we're not going to be at the end of the window thinking, oh shit, emergency. We've actually options that we can pick for. So that's exciting. I've always said, and I've stayed consistent, I wasn't over the moon about Sesko last summer. So I can't just flip the script and this is the guy, he can jump higher than Cristiano Ronaldo. This is the guy we should sign. You know what I'm saying? He's quality, and I believe he's got a higher ceiling, as I said. But we need it now. We need someone that's gonna bang now. I don't want a striker that comes in and they're like, "Oh, give him time." I don't want to give anybody time. I want you to bang. Second game. I want you, like, all of that, bro. I want all of that straight away. I don't want to be pussyfooting with that. Like, look, if we end up getting Sesko and he proves me wrong, I'm all for that. Because at the end of the day, I'm an Arsenal fan, for fuck's sake. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French.
Yeah.
But right now, it is very clear to see Gyokeres is the bad man right now. Sesko could shock the world and be a 30-goal striker next season. Of course he could. But that's maybe there's a more chance of a Gyokeres turning into that guy now. But who knows? We could all be just making speculation at the end of the day. That's what we're here for, isn't it? But I want Gyokeres. It seems like we want Sesko.
Souls, what are you saying? You think Arsenal have made their decision yet on who they want between Sesko and Gyokeres, or it's just media hype?
I mean, people need to understand firstly how Andre Berta moves in the market. I mean, a lot of people haven't even done their research on the sporting director that we've actually signed in, and they're overly gassing him. This is standard behavior from what he did at Atletico Madrid. He never leaves himself short. He wants to be in the sort of best position to negotiate in the best manner possible. And that's one of the key reasons why we brought him in, to be astute, to be someone who firstly understands the market, firstly has connections with the market as well. The thing with Eddie was, I think he was great to get the project started and kind of get us to where we are and, where we needed to be for a bit of stability.
Eddie wasn't great.
We weren't going to get... What's that?
He did decent.
I said Eddie wasn't great.
No. If you ask anyone, I've always said Eddie.
I think Eddie was held back. They didn't let him.
No. He wasn't. He was just a
mix of
everything.
everything.
Have like 75 Brazilians.
They clearly stopped him from signing Bruno Guimaraes and
no. It's not. the reality of the matter is, like, everything had to happen in phases. We were never going to go and get a world-beating sporting director off the bat when no one really knew where Arsenal were going. We were in a bit of a stalemate, and the reality is we needed to get to a position of stability before we could go get the guy that can take us to the promised land, which is Andrea Berta. Now, we've built a squad which, number one, has the midfield, has the defense. Obviously, yes, we can make additions and, depth in that. But the reality of the matter is that the crux of the matter is the attack at the moment. And one thing that Andrea Berta has always done in his record is bring in elite talent that become world stars. When you look at his signings at Atletico Madrid with Diego Costa, when you look at the signings of, Griezmann when he came from Real Sociedad, when you see the plethora of other strikers in them moments as well, when you looked at Thomas Lemar, when he was looking at, bringing in other players as well, how he manages it. He uses the media to his tools as well. He uses anything that he can to make sure that he's got the stronghold in the negotiations. I'm not surprised that Gyökeres' agents are speaking to us, and I'm not surprised that Sesko is so advanced either. And I'm not surprised that Rodrygo is where he is as well, with the Williams deal being on the table as well. Because the one thing that's burnt us as Arsenal fans is the fact that we go hell-bent and my heart is stuck on one player. Whereas with Andrea Berta doesn't really care. Like, yes, he'll negotiate Arteta's player, but he'll also negotiate his. And that's when they'll come to the table and go, what's the best now? What is the stat saying? What is the best player? It's not about Andrea Berta's player or Arteta's player. They'll both have their sort of say in the matter, and they'll both bring options to the table, because that's what you need. You need to have your options, because if we sit there and go to RB Leipzig and go, yes. By the way, anyone who believes in gentlemen's agreements is a dumbass. Firstly, right? You're a stupid.
In 2025,
No, but look at
no. You're an imbecile. You're an absolute imbecile.
Okay, so
if you
that's
believe,
the exception.
If anyone is backing it, I am calling psychiatric help for you, because you need it. Because
but that should be on the agent.
No,
as well.
No, it does not matter. If you believe in gentlemen's agreements, right? In the
but it's the agent's responsibility to protect the player. That's what I'm saying. It should also be the agent's responsibility.
I don't care who believed it. The player should have said it. You can't be that stupid. I'm sorry. It's business 101. I can ask a 3-year-old, do you want a gentleman's agreement? And
you mean it, yeah? You're definitely going to be on it. He's like, yeah, I'm going to honor it. Wait till the end of this. Wait till May. Man's got.
No, but the Turkey deal, the Turkey deal was definitely a gentleman's agreement.
Yes, I'm
not really.
This is what that is the exception, not the rule.
Not the rule. The rule.
Yeah, and it's also because they wanted to get rid of him in January. They were already trying to push him out for 30 million, and no one wanted to go for him. And then
but if it's on paper, it doesn't matter. Gentlemen's agreements don't exist. Let's be absolutely real. They're businessmen. Now, if you're sitting there and telling me they're just going to be like, it's my word versus yours. I'm going to lose £50 million. Oh, just to keep you happy. You're leaving anyway. Who the hell cares about your feelings? Yeah. I couldn't give a shit. I'm slamming that door and taking my extra 50 million as well. Oh, goodbye. You're not coming back anyway. Do you really think Sesko's going back to RB Leipzig? Do you really think Gyökeres is going back to Sporting Lisbon when he can go to Saudi at the end of his career?
Gyökeres is not going back anywhere. He's done.
No, it doesn't matter. But the premise is they don't care. They can ruin that relationship because they're never going to get him back anyway. So, point being, for me, this is just standard negotiations that are happening. We're actually moving like a proper club, and I think that's what's scaring the Arsenal fan base, because we don't know how to move proper. We've never been in this situation before. But I'm just telling you, because I've seen him at La Liga, because I actually follow La Liga more than I follow the Premier League. I know Andrea Berta's movements. I've seen this before, and it's just standard for him. And for me, I'm quite happy to see at Arsenal. That's why I was excited to see him. My other option would have been Luis Ocampos if we went for a sporting director, because I like the way they operate. They're not one players. We want our way. We're only going to go this way. No, they'll use the scouts. They'll use the systems. They'll use what we're looking to do, and then they'll go into complementary transfers. Now, with Rodrygo, the benefit of a Rodrygo is it doesn't matter who you get. Sesko and Gyökeres actually work. Yeah. Williams, on the other hand, you're kind of stuck with a striker. And hence why I think the pivot's happening. But yeah, I'm happy with either, man. I've said it before. My preference is Sesko because I like the way he plays and I think he fits in better. But if we get Gyökeres, I ain't going to sit here and be mad about it, because I know some Arsenal fans have already made the Gyökeres versus Sesko, and I'm not Gyökeres versus Sesko. I'm like, just bring me my goddamn striker.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that Souls is one of three things: a politician, a lawyer, or a counselor. Makes me believe.
We got the first super chat of the day.
I'm not gonna lie. I hate that
We
you
got
make
the
me
first-
believe stuff you say.
I'm not saying anything that's a lie, though, so I can't be a politician.
I'm gonna book you this season because you did it to me last season and you did it to me the season before.
No. But I'm just.
We're gonna talk about Rodrygo in a second. Let me just get to this super chat and then we'll wrap up the striker situation. Netweed's always coming in here trolling. He said, "What you guys debating? Are you happy whoever we get for second?" No,
we're not even guaranteed second next season with the way other teams are moving right now. I'm not so sure about being so confident about us finishing second again next season. I think
he's clearly trolling. He's just
I know, but he's saying basically it doesn't matter which striker we get because we're still gonna finish second next season. Is what he's saying, and I'm saying I don't even know if we're gonna make second next season because it's looking like if Man U get Cunha and Buemo Gyokeres. Dude, that's serious, man.
What, Man U? You're honestly scared of Man U?
I'm not scared of Man U. I'm saying that
why are you even giving them a sentence on this show? Then?
Because they're signing 3 strikers that would win us the league. Why wouldn't I mention Man U that are signing 3 strikers?
Are they going to be a threat to Arsenal?
I seen Cunha yesterday. Cunha is not
a threat to everyone, bro. They're gonna compete for Champions League.
But these men have got Ugarte in the midfield, bro.
Bro,
what are we doing here?
Second place and he's bringing Man U's name first, bro. Come on, bro. Come on.
All right, you could have mentioned Liverpool.
Wait, second place challenges.
You name all of them?
You could have mentioned them first.
First name you named the worst team.
The
worst team you picked.
Next, you're gonna mention.
You know what's a bit. Do you know what's the most disrespectful thing? The most disrespectful thing is you mentioned Manchester United before you mentioned Newcastle, bro.
No,
Newcastle are levels ahead of Manchester.
But I think the reason I mentioned Man United, is because no one is actually paying attention to them because everyone is focused on Newcastle. No, I'm telling you, if they sign those 3 attackers, be worried because they're actually gonna have a team, bro.
I'm ready to bet you £100 on this stream that Man U are not going to trouble us next season. £100.
I don't know.
That bet?
My stance.
Okay, that bet will only activate if they confirm those 3 sides.
Yeah, agree. Okay, I'll take that bet on with you. But I think they're going to be a
got a bet on stream. Listen, I don't promote gambling, guys. But that's a funny bet. Let's finish off this topic. Is there a possibility we don't get either and we get Ollie Watkins?
Yes.
La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah.
No, but that is the alternative to either.
I would say this, Ego. I don't see it happening. But if you sign me Rodrygo, I wouldn't be as crazily mad if that happened. I'd be mad. I'd be like, you got me Rodrygo. I'll manage for a season, but
I'll be completely honest. I think,
but I don't see us missing them both.
Yeah. The failures of these past sort of 5 seasons in the eyes of the Arsenal fans isn't going to be acceptable if you go and get Ollie Watkins. I think even Andrea Berta knows he ain't surviving, nor is Arteta if they go get Ollie Watkins. You know the pressure they'll put themselves under if Ollie Watkins is our striker next season. It's not about the quality of the player, but it's the amount of pressure and the toxicity that will boil over into the Emirates, and everything they try to rectify in the fan base would go absolutely berserk. From the minute you can't lose a friendly game if you sign fucking Ollie Watkins. I'm sorry, the guy's a good player, but he ain't the guy that you're gonna sign me. Because you better not lose a friendly. I don't even care if it's backstage. I don't even care if you're playing on FIFA, fam. You're not allowed to lose.
Right. I don't see a scenario where we do that.
All right. Finally, who should Arsenal prioritize?
Gyokeres.
The strikers, you mean?
Striker.
No, let him ask the question, guys. We're just jumping the gun.
Striker.
No. Who should Arsenal? Who should we prioritize? And they just shut up.
Who should Arsenal prioritize in the striker? We're still discussing the striker. Gyökeres or Sesko? Because at this moment in time, I was rooting for Gyökeres to start with, but I really don't care. I think if you think Sesko is going to be the better player, get Sesko. If you think Gyökeres is going to help us win the league next season and Sesko's not ready, get Gyökeres. And then
this Gyökeres stuff is going to be such a mess, guys. I'd rather just stay clear now. Just get Sesko. It's clear. We know the price. We have good relationships with them. Just get it done, man. Like this Gyökeres thing.
What is the price that they're really quoting for this?
They want so the original price was 65 million when we talked to them in January, but now they've raised their price. They want 75 million pounds, and we want to pay 70 million in 2 installments. They don't mind the installments thing. They don't care, because they want the money. So it's not about installments, but they just want more like total package.
And what's the holdup in the Sesko deal?
There's no hold up. We're just biding our time, obviously, because we've negotiated for both, and now it's about us pulling the trigger and getting the right payment terms with Sesko. I don't think anything moves until the Club World Cup is done and everything.
Of course, because the window's closed right now.
No, but people are still moving. I mean, there's still going to be transfer rumors. I won't be surprised if we still get linked to players, and there's like, you know, like his agent flew, or all there's going to be stuff. Obviously, nothing is going to stop.
What did you
Our fan
say?
base will believe everyone. Our fan base.
All right. Let's take it.
And them actually thought we were going to sign Garnacho. You know.
Let's take a second away from.
Hey,
I was going to talk about that. Actually.
No, let's not talk about
One
that.
second. This section is called fake news, real news. Okay.
Sure.
Fake news, real news, and we're going to discuss some of the stories that obviously could be real, could be fake. So I'm gonna start it off with the Garnacho stuff. Do you guys believe it's fake news or real news?
It's real, but that's just because that's what clubs do.
What do you guys
please elaborate. Please elaborate.
What do clubs do? Yeah. What do clubs do?
So it's natural for a player just to inquire anyway. Like, it doesn't mean you're going to actually pull the trigger or actually sign them. Clubs do this all the time just to create smoke screens, because what you don't want to do is put yourself in a situation where you're not having enough options, because it's a negotiations at the end of the day. It doesn't matter whether you're going to pull the trigger or not. You just got to pull the wool over someone's eye just to say, look, we've got options. And that's what it is. I don't doubt for a second that they spoke to the agent just to be like, what's happening? Not because they might just be nosy bastards at the end of the day. I don't know, innit? But I do think they've asked.
No, I hear it.
You know what?
When they're negotiating for the player they want, they're like, they've actually got options. Let's not take the piss.
Big up AK.
I agree. Bro, I agree. Is that AK?
Yeah.
Hey, AK, my guy, bro. Big up.
What did AK say?
You know, I can't lie, yeah. For me, I hear the logic. Smoke screens and all of that stuff, yeah. Here's the thing, like, if we actually, if this is real news, and we actually tried to go in for Garnacho, bro.
Why is there an if here? Why is there really an if here?
No,
really?
That's why we're here.
Listen,
No,
Kunle, for a second, just zip it for a second, and let me tell you why there's an if. Yeah, from last season. The fact that I pulled up at the end of the season with Raheem Sterling and these guys were doing out of breath, sharing pizza like as if they just signed Kylian Mbappe for fucking Raheem Sterling, bro. You think there's not a possibility for it to be an if? I don't care if Andrea, but I don't care if
should I tell you why?
The royal family of Morocco walked through that door and decided to start doing deals for us, bro. Something could go wrong because it's Arsenal, bro. Something could happen,
nothing.
Bro.
With this one, there's nothing. The difference between the Sterling one and Garnacho is opinion. My thing is that the only reason the Sterling thing is different is because of the history of Arteta, and he's a proven winner. Garnacho is neither of those things. He's neither of those things. So we have a budget for a winger and a striker, and the winger we're gonna bring is worse than the ones we have.
Just to kind of give a perspective.
Like, come on, he's worse than the options we have.
No.
At some point,
choose your words carefully, Souls. Don't tell me that Garnacho is good.
No.
We have a lot of pressing issues. Do you want to spend this time on
Garnacho? Quickly, I just want to
don't let him
say
speak.
overall
Don't let Sol speak. I think he's gonna say something crazy.
What people need to understand, right? What Arsenal did is actually very smart. Now, and I'll explain. Because what you've got to understand, yes, we don't want Garnacho as a fan base, but he's highly touted by other clubs. So us just saying we're interested, because it's a bit like Gyökeres. Gyökeres we may not sign, but it goes to RB Leipzig and goes, you know what? He's a highly touted player that's got a lot of interest. There's a lot of buzz around the player. That's the smart thing to do. That I'm just saying.
Bro, I got it. Souls, you're a fucking genius. I got it. This is what's going on. I got it. Basically, Arsenal know Chelsea go for every player they're in for, innit? They're trying to let them know little Garnacho, you know what I mean? Little shake and bake. Boom. We go and sign in for 60 mil. We got free reign for our wingers. That makes sense. Big up Berta in that. Big up Berta.
All right. Next. I never believed we were actually going to get Leroy Sané. Now that he's officially going to be going to Galatasaray, I don't feel like Arsenal missed out on anything. Do you guys agree?
Not at all. The fact that he went to Galatasaray, we missed out on zero. That's a guy that
he actually
I think it depends on
his wage is crazy.
But
Quick
guys,
question.
it depends on what
Quick
player.
question. Hold on, Sard. Quick question. You know, was Sané at Bayern when they won their most recent Champions League?
Yes.
No, he wasn't. No,
That-
wait,
is
he
that
wasn't. He
definite?
wasn't there at 2020.
He
Was it
was, no?
2020?
He was.
No,
No,
I'm
not-
He wasn't
I'm
at
not
Man
sure.
City back then.
Can we
I think he
confirm?
was. He left Man City when, like 2021.
He left.
Yeah,
Man
he wasn't
City
there, bro.
before.
He couldn't have been there.
He
He
left
wasn't
Man
there.
City.
Okay.
He
left
couldn't
Man
have been there, bro. They won in 2020. They won COVID
He left
year.
Man
2020.
City. He
Yeah,
left
he
Man
joined in
City after
2020.
Arteta. He left Man City before Arteta. Am I wrong?
He left in 2020,
Did
so 5 years ago.
Oh shit! Really?
So
Yeah.
he was there then.
Yeah, I did.
They
That's what I said.
He's won a Champions League, yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
He's
so
done everything.
like,
he secured the bag. That's
yeah,
what he
so
did.
you can just tell, like, man, them don't go to Turkey because they're trying to fulfill any sort of goal.
Might
They
need
go
a hair
there.
transplant, innit?
You know them ones there.
Nah,
Like,
he has a good head of hair.
Nah, do you know
I'm
what?
not pissed we
With
missed
the
out on
Leroy
him. For the
Sané
sheer
one,
fact
yeah,
he chose Galatasaray and not a top team.
Yeah.
So I'm not really...
No, I'm glad we didn't get him.
No, but
I
Arsenal
kind of
didn't offer him
understand the logic.
anywhere near competitive value. We
No,
offered the
because
least
we're
money.
not going to use. We're not signing him to be Saka. We're signing him to be like
Thank
a
you.
backup in case. So that makes sense. Like, yeah, give him like 150. I'm fine with that.
I'm proud of the club that we didn't like overextend ourselves and offer more money, because that's clearly what happened. We were interested, and we've been interested not just this season. We've been interested for many seasons, 2 years, 3 years now. And obviously he's free. It came to the end of his contract, so it was even the best opportune time to get him for a cheap club like us to get cheap players on cheap deals.
Right,
you know how we do.
This was supposed to be a quick one. Let's move on. Zinchenko to AC
we didn't
Milan.
offer him increased wages.
Zinchenko to AC Milan. Real news or fake news? What do you guys think? You think it could
Real
actually
news.
happen?
Real news.
Inshallah, it's real news.
Because
Looks like Theo Hernandez is
Theo
leaving,
Hernandez
so,
is
yeah.
being linked away. I think we should do a swap deal.
For
For who?
Theo Hernandez.
Nah, G.
Yo,
Why?
man, that
Isn't
guy's a
Hernandez
ball.
done?
Not
Isn't the deal done?
in the Prem. Not in the Prem.
Isn't the deal done?
Apparently not. But I'd do a swap deal.
You know what? We're gonna talk
Well,
about
he's
defenders
chatting
in
to
a-
Saudi, bro. I don't want to speak to no man chatting
We're
to
gonna
Saudi.
talk about defenders in a
Bro,
second.
think about it. You get that kind of bag, you ain't going to Saudi. Let's not lie.
Saying that this
Bro,
ain't
he's
about
setting
this.
himself
It's about-
up
it's
for
about
life.
Packing my
professional
bags,
football.
Exactly, bro. You're articulate.
If I'm him,
I'm in Nigeria. Yes.
if I'm Hernandez,
Money. Where the
$1
money is,
million
I will.
deals. Like,
One
brother,
second,
any
guys.
of us that have never seen multi-million dollar deals, bro. We see that kind of
Yeah,
money.
of
We
course.
fucking
if I'm Hernandez, I want to stay in Europe. If I'm Hernandez, I want to stay in Europe.
We've heard
My
about
bad,
you.
my bad.
If
my
I'm
bad, my
Hernandez,
bad.
I want to stay in Europe. But let's talk about defensive cover.
Let me.
Who do you guys think Arsenal's going to sign as defensive cover?
Hato.
Because today we're linked to Hato.
Hey, fair enough.
Yesterday we're linked to what do you call it? Guehi. Who do you guys think we're going to get out of those two potentially?
And we've
Guehi
even
and-
linked more players, more defenders than that. We've been linked with Christian Mosquera, who's playing right now. We've been linked with one other defender as well. So we're definitely signing a center back. The Hato thing we've been linked with forever.
Hato's going to cost a lot though, no?
And I think he wants to start. So I don't see what's happening. I don't see where he's coming in. And we've decided not to sell
He can play
Kiwior
left
now.
back.
No, but we decided not to sell Kiwior. So if we're keeping Kiwior, we sell Zinchenko. We got rid of Tierney. We still have Lewis Skelly. Like we still have Timber. Tomiyasu's not going anywhere. I don't know. I think Hato is like he's probably gonna go to a club where he's gonna
Tomiyasu
play
don't
more.
count. Tomiyasu is an good.
Yeah,
I
he
know,
don't
but
need
like
this.
where are we gonna fit all these guys? You know what I mean? Like you still gotta get him out.
Tomiyasu
Get rid of
because he's in the
Tomiyasu
hospital.
and
Yeah, but
get
you
like
have
a
to wait till
utility
December
centre
to get rid of Tomiyasu.
Nah,
You
it
can't get
doesn't
rid of
matter.
Tomiyasu now.
Just consider him gone. Consider him gone. That's how we should plan.
All right, guys, let's paint the picture. You have one guy who's going to cost around 45 million in Guehi, who doesn't want to play as a backup, who potentially that's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
We've also
Hato,
been linked with him many times.
Hato, who probably wants to come in and gets guaranteed in football also. He's probably not going to want to come into a team and fight for his place. And then we got the Mosquera guy from Valencia, who I think is the most realistic target.
Yeah.
He's a baller, though, you know.
Is
Not
he that
fine,
good?
I
He's
think
20 years old.
Yeah,
I haven't seen enough of him.
No, he's a baller. Wonder kid.
Wonder kid.
Who's
Yeah,
this?
Who's that?
He plays
Who?
for Valencia in the Mosquera.
This
Christian.
is-
Yeah,
this
the
really
guy I
it.
talked about. Yeah. Everyone's
is
going in for him this summer.
Wonder
He's a
kid. So
baller.
is that what we're
20
doing?
years-
They got
20-year-old.
mascara, bro.
20-year-old Valencia defender. He's already in the under 21s for Spain.
Spain, yeah.
Bro, he's sick, man. I
He's
think
sick.
him around
Last
there.
season, as a
He's-
20-year-old for Valencia, as a 19-year-old, he played 36
He wins a lot of headers. He's a very good aerial
As a
player. Like,
19-year-old, he played 36
then
games.
I can
in the
see
league.
Arteta liking him then if that's the
yeah, he's like a
Yeah,
Gabriel.
he's a great Gabriel, like second, in case like he gets injured.
But why is
whatever.
he?
Oh wait,
Why
don't
is
you not
if
think
he's such a wonder kid?
kind of Fury is going to play more centre back?
Because
Maybe
Barcelona
that too.
don't need centre backs, and Real Madrid want more proven centre backs.
Lads, if he's such a wonder kid, why is he not like in the starting? Why is he not
Yeah,
like
forget all
competing for
this,
Spain?
Because
No, but
He's in the under
Spain's
21.
No.
Just because of
No,
Lamine
no,
Yamal,
but
not every
hold on a
17-year-old
minute.
plays for the
No, but hold on.
full team.
No, but hold on a minute.
He's 20.
Isn't
blood,
Kubarsi
bro.
in their team? Isn't
Yeah, they have young players.
Kubarsi-
the Real Madrid
Barcelona
guy
team,
in their team?
They
If
need to
he's such a
balance
good
the squad.
talent,
There's a bias. You do know there's a Spanish
I would
bias.
think next season is when I would
Yeah.
expect him to start making
Okay.
the national team. Well, come on, let's be real. Spain has one of the strongest national teams out of all the
Yeah,
countries.
Spain
It's
ain't
so
like
hard
England
to-
that every
And
youngster
Sad,
gets
Sad,
thrown in the first team.
Don't forget.
Don't forget what?
Don't forget, bro. Sol Campbell said it. You never know. Anyways, let's get it.
This guy, wallah, look at this guy. I don't know
Let's-
what's going on, bro. What are you sniffing there? Why are you mentioning Sol Campbell? You trying to get one of the Tottenham
No,
man?
you
Nah,
know what I
man.
said. You know what I
Oof.
mean. You know the interview with AFTV, bro. Come on. Anyways, let's not make things awkward. Let's get on to the next topic. The next topic
didn't
is
follow.
going to
Oh, raw. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm saying there's bias. There's definitely
The
bias.
underbelly kind of thing.
There's definitely bias. Next
On
thing,
what, Mosquera?
guys. I'm just saying sometimes there's preferences based
Of
on
course.
things. That
Yeah,
All
no,
about
we know this is a thing. We know this is a
I
thing.
can't
innit?
lie,
see it,
I'm
we
in
see that.
shock seeing more than one brother playing for Spain. That shocked me. This thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get to.
I mean, maybe some of them
There's
have
usually
to
one
throw.
token
some of them-
guy, but
some of
now
them-
they got a couple
Yeah,
there,
no,
man.
but it's all good, bro. Some of
Alright,
them had to
guys.
throw their
Let me-
country
let me-
down the
let
river.
me get your
You know what I mean?
first take.
To play for
Let
them.
me get your first take on this channel
Scumbag.
talking about Arsenal's new backup goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. Talk to me.
What's there to talk about? It's a good sign.
I just wanna know what your thoughts
spend
are.
money. He's barely gonna play. He'll play FA Cup, League Cup. I won't be surprised if he fucks up for us at least once or twice. But it is what it is. It's 5 million. You can't really say much. It's good. We can spend on other positions. I'm not bothered. And I told you on this channel, on the last panel, I was the one who told you here before anyone, and you guys were laughing when I mentioned.
No, I
it.
agreed with you. I said
No,
I
you
seen it.
didn't. No, you
Wallahi, I
didn't.
did. I tweeted it many
I
times
told-
too.
I wasn't
Yeah, you
there.
tweeted it
I
because
wasn't
I
there,
said it
man.
in your show, and then you tweeted it as your own opinion and your question. But it was
Nah,
basically
bro,
my
I
opinion.
tweeted it
The
way
man just
before we
started
even
chatting
had the
shit
show.
about it, to be
No,
fair,
you
but I
didn't. You
wasn't there.
tweeted it while we were in the show, bro.
Why?
Saad
was very
can
vocal
I
about
ask
it,
a
right?
question?
Are you on
Why are we?
smoke?
Why
Are you on
fighting
smoke?
about a
Are you on
5
crack?
No,
million
we're
pound?
not fighting.
You smoking
Don't
budge?
try to
This
take
guy,
credit
couldn't
for
I
a
swear, you
signing
got
that you
something.
didn't want.
Hey, listen,
No,
like, it's a
I-
5
I want
million
it,
pound
bro.
backup keeper. There's nothing to say. I couldn't care
Yeah.
less. It's a backup keeper. I'm never gonna see him. We've got David Raya.
He
He'll
plays
play a couple
plays
of cup
8 games this season, maybe 10, and then none in the league. How about that?
Exactly. Who gives a shit, man?
Literally.
All right.
No,
Fred,
but do you
let's
know what it is,
let's-
Souls? Do you know what it is? The reality is our fan base gives a shit about banter from other fan base, and that's
Yeah.
what triggers everything. If
Mm.
they
Oh,
understand
do you
how
know
to
what?
keep
Send
their
them
own
my way.
minds,
I
Alright.
couldn't
I'm
care.
saying
You want to banter me?
yeah,
go
same here.
ahead.
But
I
if
don't
our
care.
fan base knew how to just understand what's going, they'd be laughing at everyone dissing us. We spent 5 million
Yeah, we got-
on a keeper
yeah, I
that's
understand. We
better
got
than
talking
our-
about fan
our
bases
last year's
laughing.
backup keeper. Our
Yeah.
last year's backup keeper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He's playing for the likes of Chelsea, Madrid. You might not love him, but like it's not everyone's gonna have a Kelleher. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
He's
not
a
everyone's gonna have one.
professional.
Even
And
Kelleher's going, bro. Even they don't
and-
have him anymore.
And he's Spanish, so it goes along with what Arteta's clearly trying to do, which
Facts.
is, you know,
Spanish
like
contingent.
train all the
Who knows?
Spanish players.
Tomorrow we'll get Yamal.
That's why I'm
Listen,
so,
man.
like,
Hey,
still on
listen.
the Nico Williams thing, because I just think
Yeah, I
Arteta
love
really
Yamal.
just wants Spanish players, man.
Lamine Yamal at Arsenal Football Club.
It's not
bro.
gonna
That'd be
happen.
crazy.
We're just having a
He
bubble.
wants to
But
be saying hola and everybody
the
understands.
next
One of them.
the next thing is
Uh,
Zubimendi's done. There's not really much to be spoken about, so I'm gonna include him
It'll
in the same
be announced in
category as-
July. It's still like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You're
I am
lucky you didn't have me
buzzing.
on the show when
But-
everyone was going nuts
But
about
this
the
brother,
Zubimendi.
yeah,
I would've
this
killed all
brother
the
could be
Arsenal
playing
fans.
at 20
Mad.
minutes here. You know, like that kid out in the playground when he's upset, he takes the ball and goes home. This is Zubimendi.
Why did you say that? What did you see?
Because this kid could go in 20 minutes into a game and go, I'm feeling homesick, I'm going home. I can't trust the brother.
I know it's difficult. I don't think it'll happen that soon, but it might happen in 2 years or 3 years. But
Alright.
we'll,
Yeah, man.
You know what?
Listen,
You
you're
might do.
tied
You
down.
know,
Bro,
tied down.
you
You're
lot
tied
are
down.
really beaten up, bro. You
I'll
already
be so
like,
real.
Lucas
negative
Brother,
talking
you're
about
tied
a player.
down, bro.
That man scarred me.
You lot are
That
down
guy scarred
bad,
me as
bro.
well.
Listen,
Hey,
you're
I
tied
hear
down
his
to a
reservation.
legal binding document, bro.
Guys, we
No,
have
no,
his
that's not what
we
we're
have his
talking
boy.
about. We're talking about when
There's
we
no
sign
recording
him,
as
he's
well.
gonna say he's homesick and he wants
Yeah,
to
no,
go.
no, and what I'd say is, I'll
Guys,
look him
why
in
do
the
you
eyes.
think-
I'll say,
why do you
sorry,
think
you
we
signed the
find-
contract, brother.
Why?
You're here for
Yeah,
5
yeah.
years.
Guys,
You're here for 5
guys.
years, bro.
Guys,
Guys,
get
we have
into
a
an
Spanish-
agreement. You guys
Guys,
get into an agreement with us.
Stop. We have a Spanish contingency. We have Mikel Moreno here. We have
Yeah,
Raya.
everyone's
We have
Spanish,
Kepa,
bro.
we
He'll
have
be
him.
alright.
We have Arteta. We're good. We have enough Spanish players where he will feel comfortable. And also, it's not like he's going to friggin' a random country where he's not going to have a lot of Spanish-speaking people or restaurants that he can go to where he can eat regular Spanish food. He's going to London. It's one of the more multicultural cities in the world. I don't think he should
I
feel
don't think he
too
gives a
homesick.
shit. You do know Spain's not that multicultural, right? So he's gonna be like, shit, this is different. Where am I?
Yeah, that's
I know,
that
but
is
I'm
facts,
saying
but stop it,
he'll
bro,
have
stop it.
he'll have places where he could visit, pockets in London he could visit that will feel like Spain. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
Lucas
it's gonna be the
Torreira
exact
All the
Goddamn,
Spanish
goddamn.
contingent in our club will make sure what he stays at one of their
Yeah,
houses.
of course.
They
He
all
doesn't need to
hang out
freaking
and-
go
and-
around London.
Yeah, nah, he's
Well,
gonna
why
be
we
alright.
signed him?
Bro,
Why we- it
let's
sounds
just
like
be
we're signing a
honest.
kid.
Let's just be honest. Lucas Torreira was a bitch, and this guy shouldn't be
Yeah,
like
but
this.
he's
Bro,
moving like
didn't
one
he have
as
family
well.
Hold on a
problems?
minute.
Didn't like his mom
Hold
die?
on a minute,
Wasn't
man.
it him that his mom died? No, that was Tomiyasu. But I think he had some family.
Nah,
issues.
that was Saliba. That was Saliba.
That was
No,
Saliba.
but also Tomiyasu lost one of his parents.
Oh,
And,
did he?
um,
Oh, I
yes,
didn't even know
he did.
that, bro.
I'm
He
talking
did, and he was
Torreira.
going through mental health issues before his injury. So it's like it's not just
Oh,
that
wow.
he's been injured; he's actually been going through a lot of stuff that people don't know about, and people jump.
I've
on
heard
it.
that he's got a career-ending injury.
Hey, we're not
by
talking
the way.
about Tomiyasu right
Yeah,
now.
but
Nothing.
we're saying the same thing basically. Like he had some family. Torreira had some family issue as well, which is why he was.
Oh,
home.
fair
But
enough,
ended up in
fair
freaking
enough.
Turkey.
I didn't know
Get out
that.
of
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
but he went to Italy first, and then he ended up going back to Turkey. So let's remember all the facts here.
Hey, quickly, fake news or real news? Do you think, talking about Turkey, that Yarazal guy from Juventus, do you think we could ever pull that signing off?
Who's that? Who did you
I
say?
don't even know who that guy is.
Who did
Yildiz.
you say?
You meant Yildiz, right?
Yeah, let me say the name again.
I don't know what I was
Oh,
talking about.
wait. I swear, Igal
That's
starts
what
rushing
I was
sometimes.
thinking this, I
Igal
was
just
like,
rushes.
what is man saying?
I just throw shit together. This guy.
Oh my god! Oh my god! What? Okay,
Yildiz.
say that again,
Yildiz,
Igal.
man.
Say
Bro,
that
I
again.
love Igal. I swear, bro. Allah, your gift.
Where have you seen one rumor about this
Just
guy?
great stuff.
Like
I seen
legit.
most-
No, there was.
Nah, there
I've
was
seen
like
most.
10 days ago. There was something.
Look,
There was,
Look,
bro. There was a story,
Arsenal
bro.
are seriously
Who?
interested.
From just art, look at all of these. Like none of these are reputable, bro. Football 365.
Nah, hold on a minute.
News,
Hold on a minute.
Mirror.
You
like,
just
none of
said
these are
who
reputable.
reported it. I go to news. First thing you see is Arsenal. That validates my point.
No, man, that doesn't validate anything. I can create a website and create an article and write whatever the f I want, and
Why
then
don't you
you'll
do
find
that,
it on
lad?
Google, bro.
So
This
this
not
is the fake
reputable.
news, real news section. Just say it's fake news.
Fake, 100%. But you should be able to tell by what you're reading in front of you.
All right, fair.
Well, there is another way to look at it.
What is it?
We could look at it
Here he
as
is, here he
it's just
is.
generating interest, right? Again, it's getting
Yeah.
our name out there with some of the
I
best
agree with
talent.
you. I agree with you, Souls, in terms of the Garnacho thing. You're saying like, yeah, we're just basically putting our name in the hat so that we can move and we can leverage it for our negotiations to be like, yo.
But I
if
do
you
think
wanna
this is
play
false
ball-
news. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
after Vlahovic, we ain't dealing with the Italians again.
Dude,
What's up,
I haven't seen
Vlahovic,
this
bro?
anywhere from anyone reputable. So
No, bro, the
that's
No, I
Italian
can-
media, the Italian media and the Spanish media move like weirdos.
terrible, and German as well.
The way that they're butthurt anytime
But
any English team
Standard
is going
FC
to
will
their
tell you they
players.
don't use the media. Bullshit, man. Madrid are the worst.
That
Madrid-
Marca
Bro,
thing
did
is-
you see what Madrid said the moment Zubimendi signed? They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
we're good. We got three of the best young center mids in the world. We're not worried. And then
Like
now
they weren't
that
on their knees sucking him off.
every time we hear about Rodrygo to
Yo.
Arsenal links, you hear somebody rebuttaling it, saying, yeah, he's not going nowhere. He loves the club. And then 2 minutes later, you hear them saying the Argentinian guy is going to be starting the Club World Cup.
Well, the
Which
only
one is
way-
it, mate? Do
the
you
only
want
way
Rodrygo to stay, or is the new Argentinian going to be starting every game? Which one
No,
is
so
it?
there's a couple of things. The first thing is that obviously Real Madrid used the Spanish newspaper as a mouthpiece to push their narrative, right? So they've done that even when we were playing the Champions League and the semifinal. You saw they did that with Saliba.
I got who actually reported on
Yeah,
that.
please share.
It was Nicolo Shearer. He was the guy who broke the
hit or miss. That guy is the one.
No, he broke the Calafiori.
I know he
bro.
broke the Calafiori news, but he also said that Rice was going to Man City. So that's why I said hit or miss. I've given you credit. He has gotten one right, but he's also got one wrong, and he follows me.
In fairness, he got the Italian one right.
To back this guy, but I'm not.
Hey, listen, no need to flex on us, bro. We're not all on your level, Twitter-wise, bro.
Man, David Onstein,
I got 1.5k, bro.
Man, David Onstein,
this is what I'm saying. All of you lot are stressing yourselves. You know when I know it's done? When I see the yellow bar on Sky Sports News. Before
that's not fun, man.
Everything is rumors. Everything is rumors until
Zubimendi, I'll believe it.
All right,
I won't believe Zubimendi.
Next, guys. Next. The main guy we're going to be talking about before we get to Partey and everybody else, before we finish off the show. Let's talk about Rodrygo. Rodrygo to Arsenal. Is he going to come to Arsenal? Is he going to stay at Real Madrid? What is going to happen? We heard today that Arteta loves him. Of course, Arteta is going to love a signing like Rodrygo. We're hearing every single day, I'm seeing PR from Madrid zone saying he's not going nowhere. He's staying. Then the next day I hear reports that he's going to be leaving. You got tier ones like Kiko Suarez saying that the deal's done. He's going to be an Arsenal player. Then you're hearing reports that this Argentinian kid that they just signed from River Plate is going to be starting games for them in the Club World Cup. I don't know what's going to happen, but one thing I do know is the Club World Cup is going to give us a lot of clarity on where Rodrygo is in the pecking order for Xabi Alonso. And if he plays a lot of minutes, I wouldn't be surprised that there could be a potential U-turn. But if he is like on outside of the team during the Club World Cup, I think Rodrygo is destined to join a Premier League team, and hopefully Arsenal are at the front of that queue, because reportedly Liverpool sell a couple players. They could try to steal him from us.
Yeah, let me share a screen with you real quick, man. Guys, let me share a screen with you real quick, man. Chat to me, man. Chat to me nice, man. Talk to me nice, broski, or don't talk to me at all, man. Listen, man. I saw this news. I can't lie, bro. I'm starting to get a bit gassed. Why is there no Rodrygo in the starting 11 for next season? That's what we need to start a conversation.
Come on, how are we gonna believe a reporter that's just saying that he you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
So wait, hold on. So who are we supposed to believe? Like, am I just supposed to?
Wait.
But Saad, we're in June, bro. How are they gonna?
Yeah, listen, man. There's two things. Listen, there's two things. Listen, there's two things that I'm gonna do this.
You're bad.
Can I land? Can I land?
I don't know how I'm gonna feel after you land. I don't know.
Listen, let me just land. Let me land. Yeah. Two things that's happening. Yeah. Victor Gyökeres and Rodrygo. Right now, I'm onto everything that mentions them, bro. I'm onto it all, bro.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Listen, this like, if we get these two, it's monumental, bro, for the success of the club.
But even Sesko Rodrygo, I'll go crazy. But Saad, by the way,
I've got to say on the Rodrygo matter is this. Listen, Rodrygo, if you're watching this show, or if you ever watch this, listen to me carefully, brother. I said Mbappe is ruining his career by joining Real Madrid and not joining Arsenal. And guess what happened? His former club won a treble. I am telling you, brother, do not follow in the footsteps of that guy. Make the right decision and come home. The Emirates is your home, and you deserve to come here and actually succeed. So come home, join Arsenal, and we'll take you to the promised land. You're the side
what makes
we need.
What makes Arsenal?
What
makes Arsenal his home? What makes Arsenal his home?
Because I said it's his home.
Sanchez narrative people have in their mind, bro.
I started that narrative, bro.
He's Bangladeshi apparently as well. All of a sudden, I don't know. It's hilarious.
I am telling him what his home is. We are claiming him. We are adopting him. It is what it is. He don't have a choice in the matter. Come home, and there might be a statue.
Listen, I'm gonna quote Martin Luther King.
Let me translate my speech to Spanish here in AI.
I'm going to quote Martin Luther King. I have a dream, guys. I have a dream that Rodrygo joins Arsenal. I have a dream that we finally bring some balance to that left-hand side. I have a dream that we sign a difference maker. I have a dream that the likes of Martinelli and Trossard are bench options. And late in games, we have two game changers to come off the bench. I have a dream that we're going to sign a striker to make this whole project work even better. And I have a dream we're going to go on and lift that Premier League with the difference makers we finally signed. We said after the Bayern Munich defeat 2 years ago, that we were going to go and get difference makers. Well, they goddamn made us wait a while. they better go get the difference makers now. Rodrygo's there he's available. We've seen the difference Kvaratskhelia made to a team. I think Rodrygo is the signing for Arsenal that can make the difference. Like Florian Wirtz to Liverpool, I think Rodrygo is going to have more pressure on him joining Arsenal than Florian Wirtz will next season. And I hope he lives up to it. And also, he would be our most decorated. He would be our most decorated player. He would be our most decorated player at our club. It's embarrassing having Kepa your most decorated player.
So
you know what it is, yeah? You know what, the scenario I see Rodrygo potentially coming to Arsenal is, first of all, as you said, the Club World Cup, we're going to determine what his role is. And I think that's probably why he said something like, I think he posted something saying happy or something like that. And everyone's like, that means he wants to stay. No, it doesn't. It just means he's playing ready for the Club World Cup to show that he's behind the team. If the manager believes in him, he's ready to play. If then Alonso shows that he's not, it could create some questions in his head. I'm not saying he moves, but some questions like, look, I've won everything at my boyhood club and they still don't respect me here. They play me out on the right-hand side
he's not
as an extra, where I could come to Arsenal and be they're going to hail me. They're going to hail me as one of the potential next level. Same way that they did with Alexis Sanchez. No, but he's already at the club he wants, bro.
No, he wouldn't.
Real Madrid.
That is insane.
So
hey, big up the Souls, bro. I need whatever Souls is smoking.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
No. Listen to me carefully, Rodrygo.
I'm scared when I listen to you. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
5-1. Do you want to be on the receiving end of another 5-1? Because we can arrange that, brother. We can arrange another pamming.
That's
you
far.
Either
that's
join the right
far.
side
I don't know if we play Madrid again if
that's
we
a
win
bit crazy.
5-1, my brother. So
I say we win though, man.
Let's not over exaggerate on that.
No. If Rodrygo comes, brother, is.
Can I get this out? Because you guys have been speaking for 2-3 minutes when Fabrizio's basically said that he's not leaving unless he tells Real Madrid that he wants to go. They're not pushing him out.
They don't want to sell tomorrow. He's going.
Bro, why are you so negative, bro? Why are you so negative?
When he listens
to this,
because African Gooner, you do this all the time. I said we're gonna beat Madrid. You're like, you're delusional. You're delusional.
Okay, did we? I said we were not.
No, but we talked about beating Madrid. Let's not move the goalposts. We talked about beating Madrid, and you said we couldn't do it.
You were confident about winning against Madrid.
You know what I'm saying? You're always negative. We've just given you scenarios that potentially could lead to us signing Rodrygo, and all you care about is Fabrizio's.
Bro, I'm trying to give you information. I'm trying to give you
100%
information.
No.
Wait, listen to I can't even speak. You're not even allowing me to speak. I'm giving you information from the last 14 hours from one of the most reputable journalists who has said that he's not going to leave.
Okay, so everything Fabrizio said is right. Is that what you're saying?
Not everything, but obviously.
Okay, so why are we as a stepping stone to determine that? Like anything can change. The window's not even open yet.
Yeah, absolutely. But the way we're talking about it, we're not talking about the facts that it's not based on Real Madrid. It's based on him personally as a player. If he wants to move, he has to force a move. Otherwise, he's not going to move.
Everything I said was based on him as the player.
No, right now we're talking about Real Madrid and Club World Cup, and if he plays ahead of this guy that they just signed, all that stuff. He hasn't even had a conversation with the coach to know if he's in the plans to make.
That's why we both said, Igal and I both said, the Club World Cup is going to let us know where he's at based on a few things. We might be wrong, but I think that a lot will be determined after the Club World Cup. How he's used, where he's used.
Can I just say, if it's taking this long for the manager to talk to him, he might want to get out. He ain't valued. Just saying.
Nah, but my feeling is that we will hear that if that's to happen, but I doubt that happens unless he hands in a transfer request saying I want to leave the club and he really rattles the cage to get out, which I don't see happening.
But the reality is if we want him, we don't know if we
get
want
him,
of
yet. Of course. And also remember that I consume
as soon as Arteta whispers in his ears, it's done. There's no.
This
there's
is
nothing.
outrageous speaking, bro. What is this, man? What are we doing?
But-
here?
Think about it.
Why do you always go that
you got
step further, Souls?
No,
Always. We're all
listen. You got
speculating. You're
do you know what I mean?
guarantees.
Mosquera, Arteta.
No, it's not even guaranteed. Why are
Alonso,
we're just having normal
Arteta.
conversation. This guy says
That's
Arteta's
just
gonna come up behind
extreme
him
of
and just go, come to Arsenal. Like, brother, what is this, bro? What is this, bro? Like, come on, man.
Okay. Let's.
You know what I
break
mean,
it
bro?
down
You acting
further.
like this guy's got the magic words, bro.
You can play under one of the most promising generational managers of our era, or you can play
Oh,
for Xabi
man.
Alonso. I know which one I'm doing. I'm picking Mikel all time.
Did you just say the most generational manager or play for Alonso? Alonso is one of the most generational managers of this
he's
era, bro.
He's
Brother,
a-
the guy took a team from practically nothing. Actually,
I did
nothing.
that on Football Manager.
he
like,
took-
that's my
Calm down.
impression.
Let's not overdo it.
Oh wow! Well done, brother. I was on freaking career mode on FIFA, and I took Sunderland from there to freaking winning doubles and trebles. Come on, man. What is this, bro? We can all do this, bro. This guy done it in real life. Took Bayern Leverkusen from nothing into a team that went
I mean, they
unbeaten.
had £150 million asset right there. Like, let's.
Oh, give it a rest, bro. Give it a rest. This guy's so fraudulent. I'll be real with this whole Rodrygo figure. I don't like how African Gooner just refuted my source. So my source is followed by Fabrizio Romano. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
Fabrizio
page,
Romano
right?
follows him. And actually, do you know what I mean? That has to mean something, bro. You can't just sit here and tell me that a source from Spain, yeah, you man are just going to refute that and say, oh, yeah, that's nothing. It's not. It does
No,
not.
of course. So you're basically saying
Like,
that some
and on top
reporter
of
that is followed by Fabrizio has said that he knows the predicted 11 that Alonso is going to field out next season, and he said that Rodrygo's not going to be in it. So now all of a sudden everything is wide open.
Nah, but it can. Nah, but it
Yeah,
can be.
I won't lie.
It
That
can,
one's
no,
crazy.
but it
That
can
one's
mean.
crazy.
It can mean. No, but hold
Bro,
on. It can mean something,
the
bro.
title wasn't in starting lineup for the Club World Cup. Even that would have been a little bit more believable.
Yeah,
They said for La
exactly.
Liga, bro. In August,
Yeah, it's
bro.
like
Come on,
2
man.
months away.
Bro, it
bro.
can
2.5
mean
months
something, bro.
away. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
feel like we want to give ourselves the we want to believe things. So we kind of like in ourselves, we try. That's why he says I'm negative. And I'm like, I want to be really negative so that you don't fall into the trap where you have that expectation and then you get smashed. Because I've been there so many times and I hate that feeling. I'm on the floor. So
Let me live.
I just don't
Here's
want you
the
to have
thing.
that
Nobody.
expectation.
No, I don't think anybody in here truly is expecting Arsenal to do anything big because
No, we
we're just
are.
used
What do
to
you mean? We
disappointment.
have to.
No, but this I wouldn't be surprised if we don't do anything big because it's just in our nature, bro. No, but it's in our nature.
I
As a
know.
football club, we never
I know.
go and take that step to just go bang. We want
Okay,
that guy.
These times
We're
you're
getting
talking
all
about
of the
signing
big
two
ones.
How do
strikers.
you think the
Brother.
fans will react if we don't get the
Yeah.
big
Can I
signing?
not do a bit of copium? Can I smoke a bit of budge that you're smoking and just
Of
like
course.
have a little whiff
Of
and just
course,
be
of
like,
course,
yo,
of
let me
course.
see
There's
this.
no copium
Like,
over
come on,
here.
bro.
Man.
Come on, man.
So, but Saad, let me ask you this:
I'm all out,
if
Kopi,
what you
bro.
say is true, and we don't sign a big player, don't you think that the fans, before the season even starts, that everything is gonna already like? That's how I see it. I see that if Arteta doesn't sign the right players before the season even starts, Arsenal fans are already gonna jump on the club and say, "Hey, we didn't do the business. We can already foresee what's gonna happen this season. We're again gonna fall short." So, my opinion, they have
there's
no
a
choice
portion-
but to do something.
African Gooner, there's a portion of the fan base that really won't care. Do you know what I
I
mean?
don't
They might
believe
do little boos here and there, bro, but they'll
Yeah.
still go crazy for the next season and be like, yeah, you know what? Let's just believe we got this.
All right,
Like,
guys. Let's
Yeah,
wrap it
yeah.
up. Let's wrap it up with this. Do you guys think we're gonna get Rodrygo?
No.
I think we can
will.
do it. I think if he leaves, that's
Bro,
the thing.
if
he leaves,
Kiko Suarez said it, he's like one of the highest rated journalists out of Real Madrid. So I'll take it.
what did
But
he
yeah.
say?
What's the name of
He
it?
didn't
He
even produce us anything,
He
bro.
said all right, he's gonna be an Arsenal player next season.
Who's Kiko Suarez?
He's a content
Isn't that
creator.
the guy
Them man,
from,
bro.
uh,
Kiko
He's
and
a
them
Real
man there.
Madrid
Come on,
content
son.
creator. He's a Real
Is he
Madrid
a
content creator.
Oh, okay.
Kiko
But that
and
sounds
them
like
man.
one guy
He's
from
the most reliable source
Finally,
around.
the South,
Finally,
bro.
Thomas Partey had an interview, guys, with three Sport, where he spoke about him wanting to basically stay at Arsenal, but he wants to make sure that he gets what he deserves.
Hey, Partey, bro.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna end up keeping Partey because I think in his mind
Man
he
said
deserves
what he
to pay right.
deserves. He
No,
deserves
wait,
to
wait,
be
wait.
on.
Let's stop. Okay, God, please. That's not what he said. So if you're gonna quote, no, you're the host. Say the right things. Don't put the narrative.
You want me to play the video?
That's not what he
How about
said.
that? Let's play the video. Let's play the video.
Yeah,
He
play the
basically was
video,
asked.
bro. It's a 3-minute video, so
he
now you want us
basically
to
was
watch
asked-
a 3-minute video.
He was basically in a 2-minute video. There's a segment where he was basically asked.
In a different team, it's not going to be like the last team you play or the first team you're going to play. So where you feel happy, and then what is your next objective? What do you want to achieve next? You know, so you still have to look at all this, and at the end of the day, we all have a family that will say, oh, we need money, you know, because this is our mind. We are not getting younger. We are working. So there are a lot of things you have to look where you now with a family, where you want your family to be happy, where you feel like, oh, when you go out, nobody is going to, you know, destroy your family. So these are the things you have to look. And
Yeah,
he's
so
leaving.
basically,
He's leaving.
you guys
Go
heard that.
outside, brother. Saudi's waiting for you.
He's leaving.
He's
bro.
not leaving.
I don't think Saudi is the club where I don't think he's going to a Saudi club. I think he still wants to stay at Arsenal.
Money,
Yes.
not bothered on the streets. What
Clearly,
happened?
But
Money,
I
and not
think
bothered
he
on
just
the
wants
streets.
Arsenal to make sure they give him respectable
Definitely not
payment.
London.
Yeah,
You
so,
get what
well,
you get, man.
basi-
Otherwise, piss off to Saudi. I don't care. I ain't listening.
basically,
He wants a pay rise, and we're not giving him one. That's the
The
reality.
Ghanaian guy at the end of the interview told him, my friend told me that when I have this interview with you, I should tell you, please sign the contract. So he's basically giving a message from the interviewer from one of his close Arsenal friends. And then Partey says, yes. And he laughs. He says, yes, I'm also an Arsenal fan. So basically he's telling us, yes, I want to stay at Arsenal. But then he said he's not anything to do with him. It's between the club and his agent to negotiate. So basically he said, I'm happy at Arsenal. I want to play for Arsenal. My agent and Arsenal need to figure out the payment of my wages and whatever. He
Good
didn't
for
say,
him.
oh,
I
I
wanna
think
see
I
him for
deserve
Arsenal.
more, or no. He's just saying, let my agent figure it out. If they figure it out, I stay. If they can't figure out what the
If
money,
that's
then
what
I-
you heard, then great. That's not what I heard.
that's
I hear
100%
it.
what the
I hear it.
that's what the article is
No,
about.
that's your interpretation of what you just saw, right? My
Oh, sure.
interpretation of what I just saw is
Yeah.
that he's basically saying that in England I get disturbed every time I'm on my road with my family. I need to go somewhere that doesn't happen.
No, he
They're
said the
not going to give me a
opposite of
pay
that.
rise. They're not going to give me a pay rise, and I want more money. That's what I heard. It might be wrong,
Okay,
but that's how I translate.
No, I see where you're coming from. But why do you think he's saying that he doesn't want to stay in England? I think it's the opposite. I think he was using England as a way to say, actually, in England, I'm safe. Because if I go somewhere else where people think I'm a rapist, they're going to knife me. They're going to kill my family. So England is actually a good place. No, let's be honest. That's what I think.
Yeah, but you can't say that.
Saying. No,
can't
but
say
bro,
You can't say that on YouTube.
whatever.
You get blamed, bro.
Accused of-
Allegedly.
Right, but that's
Allegedly,
So wait,
yeah,
so
yeah,
wait.
yeah.
Sorry.
Alleg-
Okay.
African
All right, let
Union,
me
African
just-
Union.
let me just-
Hold on, quickly, Gal.
Let me just say
Quickly,
this. Shout out to the brother with the super chat. I'll tell you this, bro. We're all passionate. We're all football fans. I don't think people are making granular predictions. We're here to talk about our opinions and what we think.
I don't
And
make
it-
predictions. I make spoilers.
Ooh. There you go. You're proving him right.
So I think he was saying about staying in England more.
Shout
than
out with the
actually
super
in
chat, though.
England.
Really do appreciate it, brother. How do you pronounce his name, guys? Is he a
Typically
Sesko?
African Guna.
Is that a Sesko?
Yeah,
Sesko
I'm
Elio.
listening.
Sesko.
Typically African
Man,
Guna.
He
Where
definitely
is the
wants Sesko to
Where's the
sign.
press? At its
Where's
peak
the press?
in the world?
Where's the press? What?
Where do you get disturbed by the press more than anywhere else? Like
You mean about
historically.
Arsenal?
Where, like, as a celebrity, a footballer, where do you get haggled the most? Is it Italy? Is it Spain? Is it England? Is
I
it
don't
where-
know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
England.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it
Okay,
depends
you can
what
pretend
club
that you
play
don't
for.
know.
Depends what
You
club
can
you play.
you can
Yeah,
pretend.
obviously
Okay, so
I would say third world countries.
he lives
third
in
world
London
countries, of
and
course.
plays for Arsenal.
Let's be real.
If he's
you're a
gonna be,
coloured-
if he's
if you're a-
Saudi, are they going to be
that's off
disturbing him on the
colour.
road for?
No.
No.
No,
If you're
man.
a player of colour in England, you get absolutely rinsed, no matter what you do.
Nah, I don't think so. I think he.
Like,
It's
no,
specific.
it's true.
You heard of a guy
Wow.
called Lewis
Look,
Kelly? You heard of him?
You know what?
Heard of
Let's
a
have
guy
guys,
called
guys,
Lewis
I
Kelly?
mean,
guys,
there's
I was
guys,
streaming, I can show
he-
you
he
every
had an
time.
offer.
It's just
He had an
colour,
offer
bro.
on the table. He had an offer on the table to go back to Spain. He rejected both.
Exactly. And he's not going to Barca either. He rejected. Imagine this. Barca wants
Because-
this guy.
They pay the right money.
No.
Duh.
Bro, we can't replace him.
So
we
he
have
re-
to go spend another
so
50
this. Wait, hold on.
million.
African Good. You reckon his agent would have been able to get him more money from Spain
No,
than
it's
from
not
Arsenal?
about
though,
more
yeah?
money. It's not more. It's
Well,
not
that's
about
why
more
he said
money.
no to Spain, not because of anything else. Because he's basically saying when guy, we need money. When a West
But
African man says we need money, that's
whole
what they're gonna go
situation that
find. Money.
Wait.
And it's not gonna be in Arsenal.
Wait. Isn't the whole situation that happened didn't happen in Spain, which is why he wouldn't want to be in? I don't know.
Yo, guys.
I'm just saying. I think it happened in Spain, which is why he doesn't want to be there.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to. Unfortunately, somebody's calling. I gotta go deal with that. I'm gonna have to wrap up the show early. We're gonna have to do this again in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, whatever happens. The window don't open for another 2 weeks, so enjoy the Club World Cup. Don't go crazy over transfer windows and things that cannot be done until the 16th, as the window is closed until the 16th. And yeah, Le African Gooner is going to keep people posted on his Twitter page. Saad's going to keep people posted on his YouTube channel. Of course, my brother's going to be watching all the international football and all the games on One Touch TV. And you're back with Tunnel TV, of course, always.
Yeah.
But yeah, and if you guys want to catch Gunner Souls, you got to catch him on Twitter, Lacking. That's the only place you're going to catch him. But yeah, we're out of here, people. You already know what it is. Have a great day. Love for the super chats, everybody. And I'm going to send you over to Kaz's channel. So tell him Gyokeres is not it. It's going to piss him off. Anyways, we're out of here, people. Catch you guys in the next one. Done now.